Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to GK Today. This is Arzu Kakkar. Let us have a look over today's important current affairs. Before starting, let me tell you that these questions are a part of your daily 20 MCQ series that you can get on GK Today Android application app. There are more than 500 plus questions available on that app every month. Category wise questions are also there, so you can refer to GK Today Android app. With this, let us have a look over very first question that was in news. So let me read the question for you. As per the World Population Prospect 2022, what is the world population as of November 2022? So they said according to this particular world population prospect, we might reach the number by 15th of November, and we have reached it. So the right answer of this question is 8 billion. Option B is the correct answer. So you can remember this. The world population has reached 8 billion, and it would grow to by 2030 8.5 billion, then by 2050 9.7 billion, and at the peak of around, you can say, 10.4 billion during 2080s. So these are just the numbers. And but according to UN, it has also said that the the growth rate, it has fallen below 1% in 2020, and this had happened for the very first time. So this is also one point that you can take away. Also, if I talk about India, we are in no doubt that we will surpass China maybe by the next coming year. India's current population is 1.412 billions, and yes, we will be at number one someday, maybe in the next year. It can be in the population itself, but there are two things. Everything has plus and minus. So definitely world population, if you are increasing, so you need to have more number of facilities, services, and xyz. We all know that. But at the same point of time, if we look at the positive side of it, you will have that potential. Now you will have the youth in the nation. You can harness this human resource for your further development in the nation, right? So this is also a very important key takeaway. Now I hope that you all know World Population Day is observed on 11th of July. Please do remember that. And this year's theme was also this: a word of 8 billion towards a resilient future of all, harnessing opportunities and ensuring rights and choices for all. Harnessing opportunities, this is what I am saying. Yes, the number is increasing, but you have that potential. Now you can harness these opportunities. They can get jobs if they are working better, getting the employment opportunities. So we can do wonders, right? So this is the day and the theme that you can remember, the extra information. Moving on. Which global group announced the Global Shield Insurance Initiative? This initiative, the name of the initiative is Global Shield Insurance Initiative. This initiative has been announced by a group. The name of the group is, you are having 4 options, and I am giving you 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Then the right answer of this question is option A, G7 and V20. So what these are, I'll tell you in a minute. But before, please do remember, G7 and V20 have announced this Global Shield Insurance Initiative. This particular initiative, Global Shield Insurance Initiative, it was officially launched by G7 members. I hope that you all remember G7. If you don't, I'll let you know. And V20 group. So V20 basically is the group of countries that are vulnerable to disasters. One thing very important: if they are saying V20, it does not mean that it is a group of vulnerable 20 countries, countries that are disaster prone. That is not the case. V20 group basically is a group of 58 climate vulnerable nations. So it is a member of total there are how many members in this group? V20, 58 vulnerable nations that are vulnerable to disaster, right? And this initiative, Global Shield Insurance Initiative, talks about helping, providing them the assistance, right? Just give me a second. Yeah, so this insurance initiative, Global Shield Insurance Initiative, is officially launched by G7. Who all are which countries are the member of G7? Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, UK, US. So these are the 7 Now let us have a mnemonic for it. So you will remember it for a long. I know. You can go with like juice with GF, right? So these way are the mnemonics only. The purpose is to remember them. So where every alphabet stands for a country. G stands for Japan, U stands for UK and US. In this way you can remember. Let me write it clear here so that you can remember all these and have this mnemonic you can take away, right? So J stands for Japan, U stands for UK as well as US, I stands for Italy, please do remember here, C stands for Canada, right? So here comes your this, and then with GF, G stands for Germany and F stands for France. So here you have all the 7 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 are completed. This can be your mnemonic, juice with GF. So yeah, this way you can remember that. And if I talk about this initiative now, it is launched by G7 for the these V20 group, but it is not the case that only this assistance is provided to the member nations of this group only, but to the other countries as well, who are the countries where there were disasters, like there was devastating floods happening that occurred in Pakistan also in 2022 August. So Pakistan also will be provided the financial aid. So this is very much important, that please do remember, it is not only that only the member nations of V20 group are being provided the financial aid, and also this global shield insurance initiative is launched by G7, but at the same point of time there are other countries also who are providing the fund in this initiative, right? So any other country, if they wish to, they can, like Germany will provide $172 million, and countries like Canada, Denmark, they have also pledged an amount for this initiative to help the low income and vulnerable countries so that they can rebound in the event of climate calamity, so that you can minimize the impact of disaster by helping these vulnerable economies, making them more resilient, right? Protecting their lives and jobs. Definitely these disasters impact in every manner, so you will expand the financial protection for the communities, for the businesses, households, government. So this is the support that is being provided. Also, the last thing, this initiative was officially launched at COP27 climate summit only in Egypt, right? We have covered COP27 climate summit several number of times. When is Janjatiya Gaurav Divas observed in India? So when is Janjatiya Gaurav Divas observed in India? You have 4 dates, and what do you think is the right answer? The right answer of this question is 15th of November. 15th of November is observed as Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. 15th of November is the date. On this day, we observe the birth anniversary of a tribal freedom fighter, Birsa Munda, who basically belonged to Munda tribe, right, and was born on 15th of November in 1875 during British rule back in the late 19th century. He led a tribal movement across the tribal belt. Today it is in modern day Bihar and Jharkhand, and his birth anniversary also coincides with Jharkhand Foundation Day. So Jharkhand Foundation Day is also observed on 15th of November. Clear? Moving on. Which institution released the report? Title is Financing India's Infrastructure Needs. So there is an institution, you have 4 options in front of you. Which is that particular institution that has released this report? The title of this report is Financing India's Infrastructure Needs. And the right answer is World Bank. Option C is the correct answer. So World Bank released this report. Before going to it, let me tell you something about World Bank. So basically, World Bank, there are 2 organizations. Please do remember IBRD and IDA. that is International Bank for Reconstruction and Development and International Development Association. They form World Bank. They provide financing, policy advice, technical assistance to the governments of the developing countries. If they say World Bank Group, then this group comprises of 5 development institutions. If they say World Bank, then World Bank basically it formed by these 2 organizations. And if you say World Bank Group, then you have 5 development institutions: IBRD, as we just discussed, IDA, and the other 3 are IFC, International Finance Corporation, then is Multilateral Guarantee Agency, and International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes. So these are the 5 one. Now why we are covering? Because recently World Bank, according to its report, they released a report financing India's infrastructure needs. This report says that India needs to increase its urban infrastructure investment to 55 billion US dollar in a year, and India would need, you can say, 840 billion US dollar over the next 15 years. 55 billion dollars, we have to basically, we need to make sure that we increase the urban investment to 55 billion US dollar in a year basically. Why we are saying so? Why this? What this report is mentioning, that by 2030, we all know urban challenges are there, urban migration is there, and according to this report, 600 million people, they will be living in the urban cities. Now when you're migrating, you will be living in the urban cities. You require infrastructure. You're putting extra pressure on the already stretched urban infrastructure. There will be more demand of clean drinking water, proper power supply, efficient transport facilities, and many other things. So this number of 600 million people that will be living in the urban cities by 2030, they represent 40% of the world of the population of India. So that is why we need to make sure that we increase our urban infrastructure investment also by 55 billion US dollar a year, and for the rest of 15 years the number is 840 billion US dollars. This is the need in the coming times. Which country is the front runner in the climate mitigation as per the Climate Change Performance Index? What do you think is the right answer of this question? Which country is the front runner in climate mitigation as per this Climate Change Performance Index? You have 4 options in front of you. And the right answer is Denmark. Option C is the correct answer. We have many things to discuss here. If they ask India's position in Climate Change Performance Index, it is 8th. India is ranked 8th. We have improved this rank. Basically, in 2020, 2021, in 2022 and 2021, India stood at 10th spot. We have seen the contributions India is doing, the nationally determined contributions, our initiatives, our missions. We just talked about Mission Life also. We also talked about that in such lifetime campaigns, we ensure that youth is now also participating, youth from 18 to 23 years of age. Right? Make sure that they are the message bearers now. Make sure you have a sustainable lifestyle now. So India is doing all its efforts. Government is doing all its efforts. But at the same point of time, if we say that pollution is there, yes, it is. Now, common people are also responsible for this. We are working upon how we can reduce this stubble burning. We are going with electric vehicles policy, ethanol blending, and many other things. We are focusing upon renewable energy, other sources. For the renewable energy, we are working. We have National Hydrogen Mission. These things I have covered. In the yesterday's session, I talked about green hydrogen. What is green hydrogen? Right? These things are being covered, and we are doing our bit. We are doing our efforts. Government of India is doing their efforts. So that is why we have improved, and we have ranked 8th. But at the same point of time, there is no country that has ranked from 1st, 2nd and 3rd. These 3 spots are empty. Denmark ranked 4th. This is very important point. In this particular index, there is no country that fulfilled all these parameters and achieved number 1 ranking. First 3 spots are empty. Denmark received the 4th spot, then it is followed by Sweden. Right? So Denmark is the only country here with the high national and very high rated international climate policy. If they say climate change performance index is published by German Watch, the New Climate Institute, and the Climate Action Network. So you remember German Watch, which is very important. As you know now what it aims to. It aims to enhance the transparency and what the countries, comparing the countries, what performance they are giving, in what efforts they are making in the climate protection. Also, criteria is very important. How can we forget this criteria? For criteria, there are 4 categories. Now let us have a look over these 4 categories. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so 4 categories are basically, there are 14 indicators, but we have sum up into 4 categories. Greenhouse gas emissions, 40% overall score that it contains. Then energy use, 20%. Then renewable energy with 20%, and climate policy 20%. So, but do you remember these 4? At least remember the names. Indian Navy begin the nationwide Defense Exercise Sea Vigil-22 from which state? Yes, please. Indian Navy begin this exercise, Defense Exercise Sea Vigil-22 from which state? You have 4 options. What do you think is the right answer of this question? The right answer is, are you going with Odisha? Option B? Correct. Odisha is the right answer. So this exercise Sea Vigil 2022. Let us have a look over this exercise, what this exercise is all about. Indian Navy begin this nationwide coastal defense exercise. From which port? Paradip port of Odisha. This is the 3rd edition, right? And this exercise was conceptualized in 2018. This exercise is to enhance the maritime security, assess your preparedness, right? And in the maritime sector, in the coastal defense, what assess the strength, assess your weakness in the national security, in the maritime sector. We also, when you're preparing, working, so we always also assess our performance, where we are weak, where we are what is our strength, what is our weakness, and we work upon it, weakness. So this exercise is also one such thing that assesses how much we are prepared and what is our strength, what is our weakness, right? So this exercise is being conducted by Indian Navy in coordination with Coast Guard and other related ministries. Got it? Which city hosted Vaccines Injecting Hope exhibition? Yes, please. You have 4 options in front of you. Which city hosted Vaccines Injecting Hope exhibition? So, what do you think is the right answer? New Delhi? Option B. New Delhi is basically the right answer of this question. And this particular exhibition, Vaccines Injecting Hope, was inaugurated by the Union Minister of State for Culture, Arjun Ram Meghwal, right? So Arjun Ram Meghwal sir, the Minister of State for Culture, inaugurated this Vaccines Injecting Hope. This is not an event that is solely organized by India. Basically, it is an international travel exhibition. So basically, this exhibition, please do remember, please do see here, it was inaugurated at National Science Center in New Delhi. And this National Science Center basically, and see, Science Museum Group London, they partnered. The purpose is to spread globally the efforts for developing the vaccines. So this basically exhibition, you can go to these exhibitions, they will tell you, they want that people should understand the how we have went through this COVID-19 pandemic and the recent development that we have done in the vaccines. Also, vaccination is very important. So vaccines, how they inject hope, right? So the artwork explores relationship with the vaccination historically. Please do remember certain other things also. It started from 15th of November. This exhibition will have in India 5 venues covering 5. Name are Delhi, Nagpur, Mumbai, Bangalore, and Kolkata. So these are the 5 venues across India where this exhibition will be, and it is expected to reach more than 2 million people. Clear? Which country organized Cities Creditworthiness Academy Workshop? Yes. Come up with the right answer. Which country organized Cities Creditworthiness Academy Workshop? And the right answer of this question is India. Option B. Option D. India basically organized this Creditworthiness Academy Workshop. Who all are there? India's Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and World Bank also. Very important. World Bank Group jointly organized this 5-day workshop. Name of the workshop is Cities Creditworthiness. We talked about we need to make sure that urban infrastructure facilities and various other things now in the span of time we have to work upon. When municipality, when municipal financing, when municipal bonds, I hope that you have heard about, when they require the funds. So when municipal bonds are what, if they in the cities, the role of municipality, if they wish, they can raise the funds by basically one who is investing in the bond. As simple the concept is, if the government wants to raise funds, they will issue bonds and investors will buy those bonds. They will have these bonds with the fixed rate of interest, low risk. Similar is the case. Now when you are going with municipal financing, when you wish to do that, your vision for the future cities, how you will create a ecosystem, enabling ecosystem for financing the future cities of India, if you wish to. So what are the steps that we need to take so that this ecosystem is also enabled and we focus upon this theme, that is vision of future cities. Role of municipal financing. Municipal financing plays a very important role. So how you can increase their worthiness, the credit worthiness of the cities. So this workshop is for this. And the last question, basically this is not the end of the session, then we'll have revision category. But the question is, YUDH ABHYAS 22 is a defense exercise conducted between India and which country? Yes, please. YUDH ABHYAS is a defense exercise conducted between India and the other country is USA. Option C is the correct answer. So India and USA. This is the 18th edition of YUDH ABHYAS. It is scheduled and it is conducted, it has started in Uttarakhand, Oli, near to the China border, right? And the previous edition in 2021, it was conducted in Alaska. Aim of this exercise is both the armies of the two countries, they will share the best practices, the tactics, and it also focuses upon humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. This is very important. Which exercise focus upon such operations like disaster relief operations? This HADR. What HADR is? Humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. So this joint exercise also focus upon this thing. So a very important point. What all are the other exercises between India and US? Only between India and US. Yes, I know that you all will say Malabar exercise is also there, but I am talking about only India and US. So you can have a look like Vajra Prahar. Now you will have a search for it. I am giving you the names. YUDH ABHYAS, this I have covered. Red Flag, the Tiger Triumph. These all are the military exercise between India and US. Have a look over it, where these exercises were recently conducted, right? And then comes your revision category. The very first question, which union ministry is associated with CSR funds? The name of the ministry is Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Second question is your homework. Third question is, World Bank has approved a funding of rupees 1600 crore to which state for power sector development? It is Himachal Pradesh. Which tech company funds the Digivani call center set up recently by NASSCOM? Google. Which state topped the utilization of funds under Smart City Mission? Tamil Nadu. Which bank subsidiary partnered with the Ministry of External Affairs to set up a trilateral development corporation fund? State Bank of India. What is the share of funding of central government in the Pragati Maidan Integrated Transit Corridor project? 100%. Additional assistance of rupees 1000 crore under National Disaster Response Fund was recently approved to which states? Rajasthan and Nagaland. Which country has announced a funding of 122 million US dollars for India to prevent avoidable epidemics? Answer is USA. Clear? Moving on to the next set of questions. Here your first question is, Skill India has partnered with which technology company to upskill youth in emerging technologies in India? Samsung. With respect to technology, what is the merge event relate to? Cryptocurrency. Which institution launched Women Engineering Science and Technology Initiative? WEST Initiative. Office of the Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India. ISRO partnered with which country's space agency in space technology during Bangalore Space Expo? Australia. This question is your homework. Which state hosted the conclave of state science and technology ministers? Gujarat. AICTE has partnered with which technology company to accelerate digital creativity skills across India? Adobe. Which major technology company has released Child Safety Toolkit and Cyber Security Upskilling Program? Google. Which state, name of the state you have to tell, has partnered with National Institute of Ocean Technology for coastal protection measures? Odisha. And the last question for this particular is, India is set to implement joint research project with which country through technology innovation hubs? It is USA. So this is the last category of questions, some miscellaneous questions. The first question says, Israel has signed the agreement for cyber financial cooperation with which country? Again, USA. Which country holds the presidency of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in 2022? Uzbekistan. India signed a memorandum of cooperation to develop privileged relations between parliaments of India and which country? Mozambique. India signed MOU for judicial cooperation and prospects for IT companies and startups with which country? Maldives. India hosted BIMSTEC expert group on cyber security cooperation in which city? New Delhi. Which bank subsidiary partnered with Ministry of External Affairs to set up a trilateral development cooperation fund? This is SBI, State Bank of India. This is your homework. Union Cabinet approved the memorandum of understanding with which country on cooperation in the field of industries and advanced technologies? UAE. India recently signed MOU with which country to increase cooperation on climate action and environmental protection? That is, the name is Canada. Right? So here is your homework, 3 questions and the rest 3 that I have given you. So I expect the answers in the comment section. Please do give your answers as well. Here I, Arzu Kakkar, wish everybody a very best of luck. Thank you everyone. Take care.